Might have just noticed a quick peek at the bench. Ronaldinho had been expected to snap a streak of, what is it, almost 60 days without a start for this Barcelona side. Milito against Milito, as we'll get set to take a look at the starting lineups. Bernardino Gonzalez starts things out with the whistle. Pedro Barcia and Alfonso Costoya helping out down the lines. Ramon Pinheiro on the fourth. Cesar, Diogo, Ayala, Sergio, and Juanfran in charge of the defense. Gabi joining Zapater, Lucien, and Sergio Garcia, with Oliveira and Diego Milito up front. But Garcia and Oliveira might almost play as wings, as Javier Urreta likes a 4-5-1. Valdez, Pujol, Marquez, Gabi Milito, and Abidal in the back. It's Mielsen, Xavi, and Deco anchoring the midfield, with Messi, Giovanni, and Henry basically playing almost a 4-3-3 here. Who's going to be in the middle? Could be Henry, could be Messi, could be Gio at times. So a lot of flexibility here from Rijkaard, but not exactly his A lineup due to injuries. In fact, Pujol and Deco were big question marks coming in. They were able to put together a pretty good dress 18, but they'd like to have guys like Eto out there. Long ball looking for Henry, who starts out on the right flank. That's an interesting switch. Well, Ray, the opportunity is there, but the problem is there's a team the quality of Ayala's Zaragoza on the other side that under Urreta, and after the initial coaching change, Urreta actually the third coach this season for Zaragoza, is starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Certainly are. This will not be easy going for Barcelona, and this has not been a great happy hunting ground for Frank Rijkaard's men. Barcelona, this stadium against this team is not filled with great happy memories, but they wanted this opportunity to claw their way back into the title race. Thanks to Real Betis now, they've got an opportunity, a big one. Are they going to take advantage of it? Real Zaragoza, very strong, and they are missing some key players as well. The great Pablo Aimar, brilliant little Argentine, not in this game.
D'Alessandro sent back to San Lorenzo.
Yep.
So obviously that experiment did not work. Only one home loss, though, despite all the woes on the road. And they've knocked off Sevilla, Villarreal, Osasuna, Bilbao, but their first trip to the Camp Nou, 4-1 loss. So something to prove.
This
Ball
team
lines up for Gio's, chopped out by Sergio.
At home, Phil, this Zaragoza side is being very, very good. They've lost 8 games in the league this season, but Zara's only actually been beaten one time in front of their home fans. So
also beat Barcelona here last year. Here's Deco. Again, when he is on, especially without Ronaldinho, the motor clicks. Cesar, not an easy keeper to beat. Ball chips in. Easy grab for the former Real Madrid deputy. Now, the other thing to consider also for Barcelona, talked about how short-handed they are. They have a midweek game against Celtic in Glasgow. So let's see if Rijkaard's perhaps planning for that might play a role. Here's Sergio over to Diogo.
Always tricky, fighting so many battles on so many fronts. He's still in the Copa del Rey as well, of course.
One of only 2 teams still looking for a treble. Sergio slots it through Oliveira into the box, tries the shot, has help in the back.
Super tackle by Rafa Marquez, comes across. A nice little danger ball fed in by Sergio Garcia. Real live wire on this right side for Zaragoza, but beautiful defending by the Mexican.
Talk about Sergio Garcia. He's changed his role. He was out and out front runner alongside Milito, but Oliveira has kind of stepped up, and also mentioned the fact that Urreta likes a 4-5-1, and Garcia, in an effort to get out onto the pitch, has kind of accepted the switch almost to a right wing, right midfielder. Don't be surprised if Oliveira, who can play out on the left side, also does the same, and perhaps leaving Milito as the true front runner. But it could be a whole bunch of different looks for both sides. Here's Valdez, best goalkeeper statistically. It'd be hard to argue against those statistics in La Liga, especially after some of the problems that Iker Casillas has had. Not so much him, but the defense. Here's again Garcia from Milito. Strong one far side. Gabi, he held on too long.
Brilliant.
And Gabi Milito steps in.
Time to perfection. Brilliant, Gabi Milito. That would be one of the intriguing battles. The two brothers going hammer and tongs against each other, Gabi and Diego. But again, that time they fed beautifully Sergio Garcia.
Garcia with the back heel flip, and it's down the line. Here's Diego Milito against Marquez coming in from the left. Milito looking for 17, but denied by Valdez at the doorstep. Right up there with Luis Fabiano in the race for the Pichichi. 6 minutes in, and Zaragoza's had a few chances.
Zaragoza coming out and saying they want to play Barcelona at their game in terms of possession. The white shirts will be looking to retain the ball as much as they can and strangle this game. Not going to be easy with this man on the ball.
Messi into the box, and a lunge clears it away. Only as far as Pujol, who's playing after missing the last 2 games with injury, out of the right side.
And all the Barcelona players saying great to have the captain back, the inspirational leader.
Stolen well by Zapater. Celades was supposed to be out there, but he starts on the bench. Oliveira, ball actually curls. Milito sliding over. Abidal focused on the back post. Has Garcia. Garcia had the goal at his mercy.
Beautiful play out wide by Ricardo Oliveira. Sets it up on a silver altar for Sergio Garcia, that danger man. This is brilliant play out wide. Skins the defender, easily pullbacks on. Beautiful. Abidal just doing enough right here to come in and just spread his body to put Sergio Garcia off. But he's got to hit the target there. And Victor Valdez having a wry smile, but very anxious moments there for Barcelona.
Also had Gabi making a late run in the middle. Could have squared it. He was wide open with no defense, but you got to take that shot.
Pick the right man out, Phil. You're absolutely right. Brilliant by Oliveira to find Garcia.
I was saying Garcia could have, even if he felt it the door was shut, put it back to the middle, but he's normally going to bury that.
Didn't need to rash at it either. I thought he pulled the trigger a little bit too early. Could have steadied it himself. He had so much space.
You know what? Judging by what we saw last year from these two teams, would not be surprised to have seen this be a battle for the top of the table. But Barcelona has been unable to take advantage of Real stumbles, and Zaragoza has just been stumbling themselves. Quick off his line, Cesar. What a horrible start. The Aymar de Alessandro tandem never quite clicked. Milito a little late out of the starting gate, but right now back on form. Looks like he could get to 20 goals again. But they're not at the top of the table where they had hoped they would be.
No, they certainly had great aspirations to be pushing for a Champions League spot. A UEFA Cup spot is still in their sights, of course, for Zaragoza. But they'll have to have a real good run of form to leap over the teams in front of them. This is going to be an intriguing battle royal in front of us here today, and we've already had some brilliant football by both sides.
Taking a look at the lineup here, and because of injuries, etc., not exactly a full roster for Barcelona. Hit as Deco goes down, but the one that jumps out at me a little bit is Giovanni Dos Santos. They have Iniesta on the bench, but I think that might be the one token towards the showdown with Celtic, and the fact that he'd like to be able to use Iniesta off the bench here and then have him fresh midweek to perhaps lead the charge. And they are trying to go to Gio, and they try it again, but he misses up, and Diogo holds him off. Kept in play though. Uruguayan tries to deflect. Abidal. Garcia still in play. Into the area, and Sergio finally pushes it to safety. So basically just a little bit of pressure on Gio to perform. He's shown the flashes, but it's been Bojan Krkić as the youngster who's provided the sizzle. Here's Messi, triple teamed. Still getting away, and then finally kicked out of bounds off of the Argentine. Well, like you said, against Real Madrid, although not a factor today with Robinho out, if you want to shut down Real, you shut down Robinho, especially without Ronaldinho and with Deco not at full strength. You shut down Barcelona, you shut down Messi. And if they can't control him, it's going to be a very long day at the office for Zaragoza.
Barcelona's players coming out and saying that they were watching that Real Madrid result. They're not ashamed to say that that game would be the inspiration for them to come out here today.
Gio, dangerous. Henry couldn't get to it. Zapatero coming back.
Words
Diogo.
are one thing and actions are another. This is it for Barcelona. Great opportunity to come out and take it over at his men.
Diogo saying they had to play an almost perfect game. Ball deflects away. Giving chase. Zapatero. Luchan drops back. Diogo to the flank. Cross in Abidal. It looked like it almost hit the head of Xavi. And here comes Garcia. Soft touch forward. Taken out from behind. That's going to be a card against Gabi Milito, I think. As Diego goes down.
Where's the brotherly love? It ain't going to be anywhere on display. Ronnie knows it. Brothers. And off the field, but look at this. There's no love out there here today. This is all business on the battleground.
The only reason he doesn't get a yellow is I think the referee knows that Diego is not going to give him a good Christmas gift this year. 4-1 in fouls. Although Gabi Milito's hit might be worth 4. Messi a little bit behind the play. Deco hustles. Abidal. Gio. Testing play. Gio thought the move was there. It wasn't. Sergio rolls it back for Zapatero. Here's Luchan. The Frenchman. Out to the far side, Juan Fran. Very good down the wing. Looks kind of long-legged and slow, but is faster than that. And a pretty good cross. He gets it inside, deflected away, and it falls to Deco. Still can't get a feel for this game as to who might have the early edge.
That's right, balanced in the middle here, this Phil.
Touched back by Messi. Here's Deco, or actually Xavi. Rolls it far side, Pujol. All the way back from Marquez. Marquez's versatility again helping out. Defensive mid if needed, or in the back line. It's Mielsen also healthy as he moves into the middle. And starting this game on the bench as he comes back from his African sojourn. Henry gets a little touch to it, but Diogo got more. Diogo flying down the line. Looks like he might have touched it, but
good tackle by Thierry Henry. This reaches in, tucks it away past Diogo. Thierry Henry's men, Barcelona, you've got to be a little bit concerned about the colour shirts that they are up against. Remember, this is the team, Los Manos, Zaragoza, that beat them twice in the Copa del Rey.
Oh, almost from Sergio. Beat them here last year as well in this corresponding fixture.
Yep. They play Barcelona very good, very strong, very tight. They know how to beat Barcelona. Got the confidence, have they got the class and ability?
Barcelona starting the round 8 points back of Madrid, who have already played, and Barcelona still 8 points back of Madrid with a chance to get back to 5. And again, you think back to last week against Sevilla, where they let 2 points slip away. Again, that's Sevilla, and even though green and the bottom half of the top half of the table, because of everything that's gone on, starting to come alive.
I'll say good play.
Inside for Gio, deflected. Sergio off balance. Diogo misses it. Cuts inside. Diogo touches and right to Cesar. I think it's more 3 weeks ago, their second to last road trip against Athletic, where they also were held to a draw. And again, you think if they get those 2 points from either of those 2 games, then they're 3 points down if they can get the win here, and they still have Real Madrid on the schedule. So in effect, their destiny is still in their own hands, but now they need this, and they still need another stumble from Real. Not an easy position for a glorious side like Barcelona.
Well, they've let some big points off the hook, like you say, the last few games, Phil. It's not like a Barcelona club to score so few goals.
Ooh, that's close to a penalty.
No,
it looks just outside the area.
It certainly is outside. Good attacking play there by Carles Puyol, always brave and confident with the ball at his feet. Lock and load defender, that's what he's made his name as. But tell you what, tremendous skill and ability as an attacking wing-back.
Bernardino Gonzalez, his second game between these two sides.
Dexterity, good balance. They hit him twice.
First time Gonzalez was in charge, 03-04. Barcelona won at home 3-0.
Puyol kept his balance beautifully after that first harsh tackle and drove on.
There's Pinto, the backup who was bought from or loaned from Celta. Cesar keeping an eye on Deco. Into the wall, bounces out.
Yeah, that needs to start really getting serious about adjusting his sights. Deco is such an influential player, but a little bit off colour lately. Another lazy ball in.
Abidal deflected away off Garcia. There's Ronaldinho, Gudjonsson. Others on the bench, Boyan, Iniesta, Yaya, Thuram. Pretty much murderer's row on the bench for Barcelona. If they were healthy, no Eto'o still, of course that's going to hurt. Meanwhile, offensively at least, you have Celades, Matuzalem, and Oscar. Matuzalem back after a 4-month absence. So Zaragoza not quite the same firepower. Inside, Gio finds Deco, returning it to the young Mexican, but cleared away to safety on the near side. It's out for a corner.
Sergio knocking the back door there nicely. Another nice bit of football by Dos Santos.
Nice. Xavi low, deflected. Marquez couldn't get to it. Deco does and drills it into the side netting. Milito back to Marquez.
Having a great season, of course. Gabi Milito coming into Barcelona from the club he's facing here. Always so consistent, Gabi Milito. Such a resolute defender as well. Misses very, very few games for anybody that he ever plays for. Consistent.
Another point to consider, he has the reputation of being the enforcer, a physical player, but he's a smart physical player. Rarely do you see him get ejected. Rarely do you see him lose his cool. Instead, he's the one that makes the other team lose their cool.
Just right there, you saw the other Argentine genius, Ayala, stepping in brilliantly. Ayala, an inspiration to Gabi Milito in his career. Absolutely.
Abidal. Nice run. Gio to the middle, deflected out for the corner.
Good tackle here by the ex-Celta Vigo player here. Sergio again, sliding in confidently.
That's the guy they're going after. He's got the height, but a little slow-footed. Smart defender, though, so it's not going to be easy. Xavi. Ooh, that hurts. Was Luchan. 36-year-old goalkeeper extraordinaire in Cesar. Never quite had the chance to beat out Casillas at Real Madrid, so moved on to Zaragoza and has put them into contention the last few years.
He's been a great goalkeeper, hasn't he? Cesar, especially the last couple of years, been tremendous. Only one cap for Spain in all of his time. Great ball, that.
Messi. couple of weeks from now, he might get it.
Not so sure if he cannot get it, but pulls up a little bit, like I say, for a little bit tentative in the early going here now.
Remember, it was a similar run just a few weeks back where he pulled the muscle.
Could dispossess that.
Luchas steals it away. Push out far side, Oliveira. Milito makes the inside run. Drop back one front, good switch. Garcia one-on-one, and it got away from him. Interesting also to consider as a foul Diogo pulled down. When Pujol went over to the right back, and we were talking about it, that's the spot you had to attack. Find out how good he was going to be playing out of position. He's played so well, they're going after Abidal now, who's a national team left back for France. On the spin, Diogo held up. Foul against Gio, or will it go the other way?
Oh, it's against Barcelona, this. Dos Santos reaching in, pulling Diogo back.
Gonzalez saying, let me handle it. They both had a grip.
Yeah, but Diogo had the ball.
Sergio. Luchan on the spin. Touch back. Oliveira all the way. Ayala forces it forward.
Turn that.
Milito against Edmilson. Good work by the Brazilian, but they're going to say he had a handle. Whistle starting to go the other way.
Diego's hand comes up for balance first. There's a little bit of clash there on the player's face. Not sure how much intention there was there by Diego, but it certainly catches Nielsen.
Nielsen, of course, focus of some controversy, although I guess it was breaking the code more than anything, because since he has said that, Barcelona seems to have found a little spark.
Said what?
Talking about the fact that there were too many black sheep and they were more focused on a night out on the town than they were about a night out on the pitch.
Not what he said, Phil. Said it was one black sheep.
He didn't name a name though, did he? Ball lifted through and a chance for Milito. Kept in play. Oliveira could not control. Long upfield. Cesar just plays it safely. Messi, smart idea, quickly. Gio back to Messi, drags it around Zapater. Still on his feet. Xavi, not sure what that was supposed to do, but it didn't work. And now it's Oliveira.
Tight 1-2 with Deco, didn't come off.
Handball or a bump? Looked like it might have hit Oliveira in the hands, but Marquez made sure nothing was going to happen. Nope, off the chest. Smart foul by the Kaiser. Luchan starts. Milito. Sergio. That's the interesting thing. Give me an idea why Zaragoza has had so many problems, because you look every position on the pitch, there's a quality player. They should be a top 4 team, and they're coming into this game 10th.
You expect to do good ball this.
Oliveira has time to look. Hey. Shot to the back post, and he just misses.
Typical Brazilian, opportunistic strike. Takes it, controls it instantly, turns. Milito, good spacing, forcing him away from goal, just doing enough. That's good defending, good play. It's on target. Victor Valdez probably got it covered.
Gets a little bend to that, and it might have tucked into the back post, but good work by Oliveira, and that's bad news for Barcelona. Here's Garcia
so
again.
Many of those types of players, Phil, in those tight areas, Zaragoza, that will kill you if you give them half an opportunity. Sergio Garcia in particular, but you just saw Oliveira there, and Milito still waiting in the long grass.
Messi through. Diogo just stood him up, play on. Ayala all the way to the near side, and he'll get a throw in off Henry. Gabi Milito. Plenty of time. Zaragoza playing at La Romareda. The holds just under 35,000. Built back in '57, renovated a few times, including for the '82 World Cup. Standard pitch. Barcelona should be used to it. Same dimension. And this is tighter confines. Barcelona's kind of cut back the Camp Nou. A lunging tackle. Sergio, who has played outstanding here in this first 25 minutes.
You're asking Phil why the Zaragoza team hasn't had such a great season. Remember, like you said, the big troubles with the two Argentine players. Good ball. This is in.
And it's Gio lifting it. Was it deflected? It looks like it, and now cleared to safety.
Was saved. Beautiful save. Lovely played in. He should have done better here, the Mexican. When we see that replay, this one should be nestling in the back of the net of Cesar. Lovely lead, slip ball. Seeing that D'Alessandro and Aymar, the commotions that they were causing in the locker room, of course, for Zaragoza, that took a while to get sorted out. Losing the great Gabi Milito, that was very hard to replace a player like him.
Of course, getting Ayala to fall into their laps helped out.
It certainly did. 3 coaches this year they've had.
One because of ineffectiveness, one because of personal issues. And then now Urreta, the former Betis and Depor coach. Beautiful stadium.
Giovanni Dos Santos is in. Great pace, he settles it. And that's tremendous save again by Sanchez. Next fella, the lead man, comes up, trumps, spreads himself. That's really exceptional goalkeeping. Narrowing the angle quick. Beautiful ball in by Lionel Messi.
Ball chipped forward, Luchan falls for Oliveira, has help in the middle.
He's unlucky. The ball's led away from the goal of Valdez to Oliveira. Just checks away from him.
Oliveira and Garcia have both had problems with that touch, and they just can't react in time. Hard conflict in the middle. Looks like it's Nielsen who is going to be whistled for the foul.
Tell you, both teams had exceptional chances, in the opening games to take, in the opening moments to take the lead of this game. Somewhat good defending, certainly by Sergio at the back for Zaragoza, and good goalkeeping by Valdez, and Rafa Marquez doing his bit. Good threatening attacks by both sides.
Good ball up, slips through. Juan Fran. Oliveira. Sergio. A spin and a plummet by Milito. No call. Xavi. Quiet game so far. Milito's still down. They'll put it out into touch.
Rafa Marquez that comes in, reaching in from behind. There's no need for that ball to be played out. Is that Nielsen? Excuse me.
Marquez has that hair up in the ponytail, kind of hard to see. They play alike. Eto pulling up lame in the final stages of the African Cup of Nations. Bojan Krkic got the flu bug, so unavailable here today. Oliveira rides the challenge. Could have been a foul play on, shot to the near post.
Krkic on the bench though. Good gun to come in second half for Rijkaard if he's needed, but then you look at the other ones on that bench with Johnson, Ronaldinho, Iniesta at the far end. Cold night.
But you're saying he had plenty of wool.
Perfect night for football. I tell you what, there's been as much textbook defending out there. There has been scintillating attacks.
Deco.
Good cover.
Drags the defense with him, squares it over. Xavi. Poor pass, poor decision. Now ball out. Zapater touches. Juan Fran supporting. Oliveira from long range. Well, you got to take the good with the bad. And he is the type to try some wild shots like that. Occasionally they'll go in. Looked like it might have come off the elbow of Luchan.
As you said, Phil, Eto'o not on the bench here today, nursing a thigh injury, nothing serious at all, probably be back next week. He arrived late back from the African nations where his team did such a great job to the final.
Egypt does it again. Can't count out the Pharaohs. Are they going to be able to keep the good times rolling for 2010? That's still to be determined, but wouldn't be surprised to see both of those sides in after they're represented by Egypt and Cameroon. Here's Milito. Xavi. The Argentine spanks it long for Henry. Soft touch back. Gio couldn't control the first hop. He won't get a second. Xavi again. Golden opportunity courtesy of Betis. But Barcelona has to do something with it. That's a poor ball from Henry. Too much on it.
All the press in Barcelona raising all sorts of questions about Thierry Henry, whether he's really happy and he is the man. I think all these sorts of questions being asked now, of course, when the ship's rocking a little bit. Ronaldinho, how happy is he? Frank Rijkaard, all sorts of questions going on. There's only one way to silence them. Got that opportunity now. Here today, they've got to step up.
Juan Fran inside, Luchan. Zapater stepping up a little higher. Milito wanted it to feet. Only team to win here against Zaragoza. Valladolid. We just got spanked. I think Real Madrid might have been a little tired from staying up at night reading those game reports from the 7-0 thrashing last week. And from a Bernd Schuster perspective, 7-0 doesn't mean anything more than the 3 points it put on the table. Today's 2-1 loss at Betis just basically throws everything away. Not exactly the right way to honor Di Stefano, who never seemed to take a day off. The memorial to the legend could have gone down a little bit better than it ended up. Juan Fran still in play. He's a good crosser. Steps into it. Over Milito. Chested down by Garcia, and Milito couldn't react.
Ball comes in for Big Diego. He screams his murder at the heavens. Beautiful ball in out wide. Sergio Garcia leads it on, and it falls to Sergio Garcia nicely. Beautiful ball in over the top by Juan Fran. Can it settle it quickly enough? Doesn't have a clear look at it. Thinks that it's going to be met by the forehead of Milito. Sergio Garcia not able to just touch it down and rein it in. Great ball, like you said, Phil, by Juan Fran.
And overlooked when you think about all the left backs that Spain has at its disposal, but very, very solid. Zaragoza glad to have him. Xavi to the outside, Puyol. Deco had Puyol, goes in the middle for Henry, who takes it home. No flag despite Sergio's protests, and Barcelona has grabbed first blood.
It's beautiful ball by Deco. Finally gets his radar working, and he finds that blip on the screen that is the streaking Thierry Henry. This is a raw ball goal, beautifully led, brilliant chip, absolutely superbly controlled. Look at this again, one touch with his chest. Ooh, Phil, I tell you what, That's a big question if this is a handball on the Frenchman. Take a look. What do you think? I think that's basketball by the Frenchie.
Might have to see it from the front. Maybe this will give us a better view.
Handball, Phil. Tell you what.
Well, the olden rule.
Sergio's hand goes straight up as well. We'll
is it above the armpit or below?
I really thought it was around his bicep area. But either way, the goal is given. The goal stands. You cannot take it away off the scoreboard now. What a fabulous seeing ball by Deco.
And what type of game is this? A hard hit behind. Juan Fran goes down, but it was just seconds before that Zaragoza had a golden opportunity and couldn't even get a shot. And now Barcelona has the lead.
It's a sweet bit of finishing, but what a ball by that man, saying he's got to get his gyroscope working better. He has not been having a good season at all, but when you give that man that much time and space in the run, is that hurtful by Thierry Henry? He got himself free. The ball was just a few inches behind him, and maybe, just maybe, he stretched out with that left arm and helped the ball, but it stands.
Since Barcelona has had Rijkaard on the bench, they have split their 7 draws, their 7 games here in La Romareda. 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. This would be a huge one. Almost behind Ayala. Acrobatically eludes Messi. Icon versus icon. Juan Fran. Up the line. Oliveira spins it away. Zapater.
Tackle.
And there is what we need to see more of from Abidal. No hesitation. Up for Henry. Zapater sprints back in time. Abidal. Back to Xavi. So many times the Frenchman a little too cautious at that left back spot. Here's Puyol. Deco. Already 1 assist to his name. This is a difficult time for Zaragoza. You got to stay focused.
Well, that first goal so imperative in this game. Always are, but in a match like this where it's been so finely balanced, this should do a lot of good for the confidence of the Blaugrana. Aye. He's in the book here. Luchan just clipping Xavi. No arguments.
Luchan brought in to provide some bite. Another former Celta de Vigo man. There he is on the ball, back for Sergio, his still teammate. Came up through Cannes and spent some time with Les Girondins, Olympique, PSG, before moving to Spain. Getting close to 200 games in La Liga. Garcia comes in from behind, picks Messi's pocket. Nice move by Luchan. Garcia back for the Frenchman, slotting it through, overlapping run, almost there, but a little too far away from Milito.
Brilliantly read by Victor. Leaves his lane, confidently smothers it effectively.
Messi looking for the return. Instead, it's Deco. Somehow Cesar reacts, but there's no one there to pounce.
Good interplay here by the Argentine and Portuguese. Lovely little ball by Lionel to provide Deco with a half a chance. Seemed to toe poke it, didn't get quite enough power to bother Cesar.
Milito brings it to his shooting foot. It hits Oliveira. Out for the goal kick.
That lovely little stab, dagger ball, one touch.
We'll take a closer look.
Here, Phil.
It looks below the armpit.
I tell you what, on that review there, when it's frozen like that, I think that is not a handball, and I eat my words happily.
Well,
it's strange when you see it in live action. It seemed to be a more natural sort of feint of his arm, but I'm not so sure if the ball actually does come off of his chest onto his arm. The arm is there behind the ball, but whether or not the arm actually plays the ball, I'm not so sure. That last review there, it seemed that Thierry certainly took it onto his body and it wasn't shielded by the arm. Very difficult call.
See if we can figure it out at the half, but it doesn't matter because the only people that matter have said it's a goal. And now with 15 minutes left in the contest, both Zaragoza and Real Madrid are hoping the boys in blue and white can equalize. 14 shots so far, 8 for Zaragoza.
We did a game there last week in the Italian Cup where Andrea Pirlo scored a very, very similar type of goal, but it was definitely a handball. Replays showed time and time again where Andrea Pirlo did exactly the same, but it was clearly onto his arm, and the arm played the ball. That one is decidedly harder to tell.
We got a chop down, whistle blows. Restarted to Luchin. Squared through Zapater. Sergio tries to chip it just over and does. Zapater steps up. Barcelona comes away.
Either way, Phil, there's nothing the defender could do. It was Sergio that was in the proximity of the Frenchman, but he got nowhere near the brilliance of Henry.
Here's
2 touches
Messi.
and it was rapey at home.
Nice tackle. Juan Fran playing solid down that left side. Is he on? Yes, Oliveira slows down to get to the ball. Tripped up by Marquez. It's gotta be! Penalty and a chance for Zaragoza to tie things up from the spot.
Marquez having a laugh, but I think when we see this again, it's brilliant play by Oliveira. He comes in, he takes his defender on you. It's why they call it the penalty box. Rafa Marquez saying he pulls out of it, but he gets all of the player. There's absolutely no denying this. The ball's touched past the Mexican. Brilliant by the Brazilian. There's the little touch. There's the collision. Nailed on penalty.
Diego Milito up at the top of the goal scorers last year. 2 behind Fabiano this year. One nothing the score for Barcelona, and now just 7 minutes later, Diego Milito lifts it over the net. Valdez celebrates, and Barcelona still holds the lead.
A fabulous footballer, Diego Milito. And this is such a bad penalty, I'll not pollute my mouth describing it. Nowhere close.
Opened his foot, leaned away, trying to decoy Valdez.
Valdez still saying to the referee it was a shaky penalty, but it wasn't. It was an absolutely deserved one, and the Argentine man that scores goals for fun in difficult situations has a penalty gifted to him. And there's not many players out there that you put more money on converting a PK than Diego Milito.
Seems automatic.
Really. Second top goal scorer in La Liga last season behind Ruud van Nistelrooy. Scored 23 goals, Diego, last year. PKs were bread and butter to him. Pressure's a funny thing, man, but he's usually cool as a killer.
But again, going up against the #1 goalkeeper in La Liga, and he outthought himself.
Yeah, great comment.
Deco. And that's why, from a penalty perspective, good cross by Puyol, Cesar there. From a penalty perspective, from a goalkeeper's perspective, I don't think you guess. I think you try and read it, stop the junk, and if it's a great shot, let it go. From a shooter's perspective,
You got to hit the target.
absolutely, and just hit it as hard as you can, in my mind. If the goalkeeper stops it, go over and shake his hand. But
tell Socrates that, the Brazilian, remember that? You don't hit it, kiss it.
There's only one Socrates. There's a few guys. What was the line from, was it La Volpe? When the Brazilians touch the ball, they caress it. When I get near it, it screams. So that scream was heard loud and long as the ball sailed into the stands.
Well, you can sometimes say it was poetic justice when you see a penalty missed. You really can. A lot of times the referee doesn't get the decision right, but he got the call right on the penalty kick. It was a penalty for certain,
right.
and
I didn't consider from a legal
justice
perspective.
was not done. But that's a big chance gone begging now for Zara.
No one has scored more penalties than Milito this year. He's tied with Rossi for the league lead.
Wow.
So it's not as though it's an unusual situation.
Yeah.
There's Oliveira. Nice. Around it, Nielsen.
Leaves him
the Brazilian
standing.
Tries to drop it, but the compatriot for Barcelona knocks it out.
Silent sniper getting Puyol there. Shame for Urareta. His team's played well. They have been bright in the attack.
Out for the throw-in. Well, first half is in the books. 1 minute of time added on, and 1 goal for Barcelona. So at the half, it is Zaragoza 0, Barcelona 1. Another 45 minutes to come. Bernardino Gonzalez. Looks like John Cryer. Half expect to seeing Charlie Sheen out on the sideline, plus a kid eating pizza. Of course, we have a chance for that. Some of the fans here in the Spanish games just taking a look at this beautiful stadium, nice and tight and comfortable confines, a little tight around the collar for Barcelona, but for the bit of brilliance and trickery from Thierry Henry. Rafa Marquez salvaged from a savaging by the poor kick from Diego Milito. Well, if this score holds as the second half gets underway, Barcelona would fall or would draw to within 5 points, and Zaragoza would hold at number 10, but just a point above Mallorca and Getafe and Betis, who won today. Mallorca and Getafe still with games to play. A little back heel by Juan Fran, puts out his own fire and starts a break the other way for Oliveira.
We all wanted leading
Milito.
a lot. Javier there into the box. Bad ball by little Javi.
Milito. Nice switch. Garcia. Blast it! Oh my, that almost bent in. It bit off the pass from Milito. Even Garcia didn't think it would hold, but it did.
Great ball in. Ball rubs, but in the end it nearly goes out for a throw-in. Maybe the ball could have been pulled back a little bit more acutely for Diego Milito.
Now, if Zaragoza wins, they would draw a point out of 8th place in Almeria and Valencia pending the games tomorrow, and basically they would be 3 points or 4 points out of Europe. That's their goal, is to at least get to the UEFA Cup. Here's Sergio. Hard ball. Garcia. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him with what appeared to be sure ground underneath him just slip. Abidal goes down. There's plenty of action tomorrow. Check out goaltv.tv for details.
That should be a yellow card. It's absolutely cynical. Whack through Abidal's calves. Very, very nasty kick that by Sergio Garcia, Phil.
Not a case of just kicking and Abidal happened to be there?
No, not at all. That's absolutely blatant blading by Sergio Garcia, and I'll tell you what, Abidal will be remembering that one for a few seasons. The hard man, he'll
Defenders
wait.
have long memories, don't they? Looks like a high elbow, and it is. Well, tomorrow, plenty of chances. Here's Gabi, who is the substitute to come in. Right, change it. Gabi, who was nowhere to be seen in the first half. That's why I thought he was a sub. But Hannover against Bayern Munich at 11 a.m. tomorrow, 8 Pacific. And then to La Liga for Getafe Valencia and Atletico Athletic. It's going to be a hard-fought affair. Action closes out with Mijos against La Equidad in the middle. And
that game tomorrow here on Go TV, Phil, the Atletico Madrid game. That's one that the Barcelona fans need to be watching, because Barcelona have got to travel to Atletico Madrid in a couple of weeks.
Also, Llorente starting to heat up for Athletic again. They've just been up and down. They were towards the 10 spot. Now they're back a little too close for relegation. A lunge by Luchan knocks it out. Gio back into the mix. Juan Fran heads it to safety. Gio gets away from him, starts to break the other way. Gabi fighting for it, pulls it back to the inside, switches it through, but it won't find the mark. And Abidal.
Nice and cool.
Think about that. You have Diego Milito on your heels, and let's just let it bounce to Valdez. Marquez pushes it forward.
Saying that Atletico Madrid game for Barcelona in a couple of weeks' time comes in between Barcelona playing at the Nou Camp against Levante, who's bottom of the table, so you can almost guarantee that will be easy peasy for them. Then after that Atletico Madrid game, Barcelona have got Villarreal at the Camp Nou. Now they've got a month that is going to really determine whether they are going to take Real Madrid's crown away from them. It begins today. So far so good for Blaugrana, but the pressure's mounting.
Good work by Juan Fran, who's taken out by Pujol. Play on, says Bernardino Gonzalez. And no argument from the Zaragoza left back. Other action midweek, by the way. It'll be Arsenal against AC Milan in Champions League replay, and Bayern Munich in the UEFA Cup against Aberdeen. All of that coming up midweek. Check us out online, goaltv.tv for details. Fans just seem to be on the edge of their seats. Betis did the trick to make this game even more interesting, and Barcelona has done just enough. Zapater wearing the armband. Looks like he might need some help, though. Again, the bench not as deep. They do have Methuselah. I have a feeling we'd be more likely perhaps to see Oscar.
Methuselah back after a long layoff, Phil.
4 months.
Dangerous player.
They also have Celades, but I think they'll probably bring him in if they can tie the game or actually grab a lead.
Such a shame for Zara fans that Aymar isn't in this game. We said in the preview it would be a big miss, and he is. There just doesn't seem that inventiveness in this midfield for Zara. There's plenty of good possession, but really nobody to open the vault of Barcelona so far.
They're all fumbling and bumbling for the key that time. Back out for Garcia. Cuts to the inside with Luchan, who draws Abidal away. Back from Milito. Garcia blasts it near side Gabi. Gabi chips it in. Snapped on. It's there! And Valdez with a brilliant stop, for the rebound goes high. Oh my, what a save.
Great ball played in to Diego Milito. He turns nicely. Beautiful ball played in over the top. Turns, rifles it. Helped on. Acrobatic save. I really don't know how much Victor Valdez knew about that, Phil. He basically did an absolute upside down matrix. Turned himself inside out there, Victor. But he did the job.
Did it better than Keanu Reeves. Again, the point there, just make yourself as big as possible. And his leg went to the right spot. So twice Milito had a goal at his mercy, and twice he has failed to deliver. Stuck on 14 right now. Second offside, as you can see.
Couldn't do anything more though, could he? Well, really, Diego Milito did everything right. And it's just amazing that, like you say, Victor Valdez spread himself like Spider-Man. Really just flung all of his limbs up in the air and
good tackle. Milito's trying to stretch it. Here's Oliveira.
Ball.
Controls. Blast! We're tied! Ricardo Oliveira has given a cheer to Zaragoza and a boost to Madrid.
The ball played in to Oliveira is absolutely out of this world. I think it was Sergio Garcia that provides the killer ball. But what a bit of rapier finishing this is. This is absolutely fused by this ball. Perfect pass by Sergio Garcia. The first touch was magic. Just evading the defender here. He has that heavenly first touch to control it. Takes it away from Marquez. Here, have a look. He does everything he can to get an angle on it and a touch away. The Mexican cannot reach in and dispossess the Brazilian. And there's a sad face. Victor Valdez did brilliantly moments before to deny Zaragoza, but they have roared back into this game now.
And that's a sign of the maturation of Ricardo Oliveira. The control more than the shot. The speed was always there. The shot was there, but the ability to control it under pressure from Rafa Marquez, with Valdez closing in as well and bury it to the back post. That is a huge goal for Zaragoza.
Well, when you see that goal again, you'll call it control. It's way beyond control. It's a delicate caress of touch, of velvet proportions by Oliveira. He basically gets the slightest touch, but without that first slight touch, I'll guarantee you that Rafa Marquez would have been able to get to that ball. Brilliant goal by the Brazilian, but what a pass by Sergio Garcia.
Well, the Paulista didn't get it done in Milan. Only 3 goals. That's Gilardino territory. But send him back to Spain, and he feels comfortable. What was it? 8 goals for Valencia in 21 games, 27 in 46 for Betis. And now, I think he's already scored almost a goal a game. At least 3/4 the ratio since he's come over to Zaragoza.
Well, the finishing just doesn't get any sharper than that at world-class level.
Here he is again. Bumped, trying to draw a corner.
Nothing. Looks as fresh as a daisy. Happy, bright smile now.
You know what? He's somewhat been overshadowed in the the Brazilian national team. He's not a Brazilian type finisher. Not the Ronaldos or the Adrianos with all the bells and whistles, but boy, can he be effective. It's there, and Valdez pulls it in. You can't blame Valdez for that goal. Guarded the near post. It was just a world-class finish. Cesar off his line. Glancing header. Luchan makes the move to the middle.
This crowd willing them on now.
Actually, it's Diogo who's still upfield. Zapater squares to
They're all
Gabi.
joining in.
Here's Juan Fran. Again, wide open on the cross. Goes near post. It might have gotten away from him. I don't think that was intended as a shot.
I do.
Whoa.
I absolutely do. Streaking in here. He sees it. I think he's going for that inside of the post, Phil.
He had him leaning.
Yep. Worth the gamble.
This place would have just taken off for Mars if that one would have gone in. Slip. Again, remember, it is winter, so the roots aren't growing. Brilliant play by Ayala. Pitch might look good, but it's a little chippy and a little sloppy. Is there going to be a mistake because of it? Here comes Luchan. Sergio wants it. Cross to the middle. Diogo can't get to it. Cleared well by Marquez.
Leaving plenty of space for Barcelona to attack now. Zaragoza wind in their sails. They're pushing Juan Fran up high on this left side.
Here he is against Messi. We talked about it at the half off camera. Messi's he's back on the field. He's playing okay, but that little extra hasn't reappeared yet since the injury. That's one of the reasons why Juan Fran can afford to play that tight. Out comes Nielsen, in comes Touré Jaja. Back from a almost successful run at the AFCON. A little questionable, would you say? Or does the insertion of Yaya allow Xavi and Deco to push a little bit more afield?
That's the idea.
Because they still have Gudjonsson, they have Ronaldinho, they have Boyan. Now you're limited to two of those. Cesar again controlling his area.
And I think
Garcia.
It's on two fronts, Phil, because Frank Rijkaard seeing that this team here now is under the cosh. Barcelona facing a Zaragoza team now that is on the uptick, so it's a double move by Frank Rijkaard, a little bit more stability.
Teeth. Nice ball. Cesar pops out. And as Nielsen still somewhat recovering from a long injury that kept him on the shelf. Milito drops. Over for Diogo. Sergio has help. Possession a key. Luchan in the middle. Gabi gets it back. Luchan to the near side. What great play. Juan Fran looks. Chips. Headed! Off target. And Valdez wants a little bit more tightness from his defense.
Well, the defending was good. And Valdez should be applauding them. Great ball in. It doesn't get any closer in the defensive duties there. Nice lead ball, inviting in Abidal, just doing well enough.
By the way, they are starting. First half they went to Abidal. The second half they're going towards Pujol's side, and Juan Fran's getting a few crosses in. Half hour left. Poor touch, Marquez. Down goes Milito. Whistle stays silent. Barcelona only one shot in the second half. Messi through two. Ronaldinho is up, by the way, as he loosens up on the sideline. Ayala saying he got the ball. Let's take a look. Juan Fran. Ayala got it with his knee, he said. The ball popped up and he kneed it out, but got Messi, and the whistle blows. Nail-biting time for this final half hour. He's still waiting for the magic to reappear, but he does appear healthy. How soon before he's ready to go 90 minutes? Cesar, calm under pressure. Blasted, easy grab.
Take a look here, Thierry Henry reaching in. That's Gabi Milito, it is. Gets a little bit of Cesar Sanchez right here. Elbow coming across, but very little there. You're on about Ronaldinho looking for his brilliance. Phil, there's been plenty of people been writing about it all over the world. There's plenty of company that Ronaldinho can say and look at in terms of people for the Blaugrana that have been just not at the races as we all know they can be this year. Iniesta's probably been the brightest one of all, and he's not out there today. But
Xavi,
Deco, Xavi,
even Henry,
Thierry Henry,
ball slips through. Swept across the 18. Messi spins. Sergio's there. And those are the plays before the injury.
Touch.
Messi's off to the races. This better be a card, and it might be a strong one.
No, it's just going to be a yellow on Xavi, is it? Believe reaches in.
But he's saying, I had the ball. And he's right. In my mind, unless you have a very bad short-term memory, let him go. You can give the card later. Marquez in the books, joining Gio with the two Mexicans. Oliveira getting a little special treatment. Got to expect that with goals like he scored.
Well, he didn't get anywhere near as close to him on that tying goal.
Remember, Marquez already gave up one penalty to Oliveira, and it might have been that little millimeter of difference that opened the door for the equalizer.
Sure. I really couldn't blame him. He was struggling to get back, but the run was brilliant, but the pass was just off the planet.
Oh, Garcia almost spins away from Abidal. Throwing about box high for Diogo. Milito spirals on the far side. Crosses, and Abidal controls. Under pressure, Milito tripped up. Return of favor for the first half. Oh, looks like this one left a mark. In case you missed it, first half, Gabi went in and cleaned his brother's clock. This one looks just like he landed wrong.
Right.
Actually landed on Diego's cleat.
Yeah.
Of course, again, for a guy with a bum knee, he's missed 4 games total since coming over to Barcelona? I think Madrid might want to have a makeover on that. They had first crack at him when Zaragoza put him in the windowsill.
He only missed 13 matches all the time that he was with Zara.
Glancing header to the middle, off target. Let's see. It almost sounded like a Ronaldinho roar if it was a home side. Don't see anyone getting up for Zaragoza yet. Back goes Pujol. Messi, a quiet day at the office again. Here's Juan Fran. Nice control again. Squares it. 1-on-3. He's not going to get to it, so Gonzalez keeps the whistle in hand. Marquez forward, stolen by Luchan. Milito better get up quickly.
Well, since that equalising goal, there's really truly only been one team in this, and it's looking like there's only going to be one team that's going to win this unless Carlos Puyol's men really stand up with all the character and those great Blaugrana shirts. Because this team now in white is on a serious uptick. Frank Rijkaard recognised it and sent in Yaya to try to quell the flames, but you can see there's some questioning going on here now.
Here's Valdez. Zapater bending it. It's there.
Gotta be!
And Sergio can't get the shot off. He tried to tuck it with his right, but it's tackled to safety, and that might have just saved their chances.
Gabi Milito comes in and saves the bacon here. It falls invitingly. It's a bit of a heavy touch by the big defender. Sergio cannot rattle it in. Great play by Gabi Milito.
Zapater with the service.
Brilliant ball in. Inviting ball. Was nicely touched on.
That starts the race the other way. Deco head up. Struggling to get back Sergio. And Juan Fran there to save the day again.
Being tremendous at the back for Real Zaragoza.
And look at the hole as Abidal is out of position.
Good
Marquez. They actually had more room down the flank. Maybe one more touch. But you're right, it's Barcelona on the ropes. Here's Messi. Stolen off his back foot again. Zapater. Since they made the switch from Victor Fernandez, a lot more discipline, a lot more fight, a lot more bite. They might have gotten rid of a little flash and sizzle.
Well,
nice move, Luchan. Well, this is a much more difficult team to beat. Juan Fran has help. Beautiful play, Puyol. Marquez splits, tripped, and a late call from the referee. Make a switch.
Absolutely.
Either side.
I think they've got to start to look now. Frank Rijkaard's men. These are 2 points that cannot let slip away. too many times in the last month or so. These 1-0 scores for Barcelona have looked irregular. The 1-1 ties that they've had to take. These are big points going missing now. They need a big change up in gears.
And for Zaragoza, let them go.
Absolutely, the way they've turned it on here since equalising, Phil.
Methuselah maybe late. Deco draws and then pass to Abidal. Messi on his right. Messi inside. Sergio shuts him down. Off to Gabi. Gabi sends it out, and here's Garcia with Abidal on his heels. Gets rid of it early and a little shy. A little bit more pace on that.
Defending.
He might have been able to get around Milito, but Oliveira never had a chance. Here's Yaya. Tower of power is Toure. Xavi. Quiet game from the difference makers. Marquez. Pujol realizing maybe should have been a little bit more aware. Out for a throw-in. Eagerly anticipating another goal. He's faithful here at La Romareda. Sergio just let that one get away.
Well, play devil's advocate a little bit here, Phil. When this game was 1-0 for Frank Rijkaard's men, Barcelona looked in real good control of the game. Was that the time when Frank Rijkaard may have made a move? It's a big call. You don't alter the chemistry when your team's in such good possession of the 3 points, but there was a definite sense out there that it was going to be a little bit more required, that 1-goal lead. Good play that. I think this is against Messi. I think it's for the infraction earlier. Right here. Thierry Henry sliding in. Now I'm just saying that because Frank Rijkaard would throw the dice like that last year and the year before. There's such confidence in this squad that they would make changes to a strong performance and then build on it. Barcelona this year, it's a different edition. A little tentative. Still plenty of time. There's a match winner out there somewhere. Or is he on the bench?
Pujol down the line, and again Messi just stripped it. It's making it look easy. I think they might need to make a switch. Of course, Gabi then gives it away. Xavi heading in the wrong direction, but at least they have possession. Milito now higher in the attack. Abidal for Milito. Well, again, long-range blast on a hop to Cesar. The guy at the other end wearing the number 6, Ayala, was pretty famous for that too. When things needed shaking up, he wasn't afraid to step in and provide the pivot. Nice touch. Gabi. Milito wants it. Oliveira gets it. 1-on-2. Milito on his back. Play on. Good idea, I think, according to Gonzalez. Gabi sends it long. Cut off well by Abidal. Diogo to Garcia. Zaragoza looking for the lead. Zapater with time on his hands. Goes to ground. Play on. Xavi looking. Tries to roll it through, but Sergio covering well.
That pinpoint accuracy that has always been Frank Rijkaard's Barcelona's trademark, their hallmark of excellence. It's looking very blunt out there right now.
By the way, you might see that sign at midfield. Basically the translation, there's no one bigger than the one that never gives up. And Zaragoza is not giving up here today. If anything, they probably deserve the lead. Barcelona holding on. Flipped on Juan Fran. Flipped in. Might have been offside. Flag stays down.
Well held, Marquez.
Now Messi. Messi gets past. Luchan back. Has space along the end line. Drops to the 18. Xavi squares. Blasted by Deco over the bar. Messi did his part, so did Xavi.
Yep, nice connecting football. Messi, Xavi, and coming on. Deco tries for the curler. Disappointing.
Looks like, is it Oliveira down in the center? Yes, it is. And that's not a good sign. He's cramping up. Actually, cramps can be overcome, but that might be it for him. And Methuselah might be coming in, but it looks more like it's Oscar who is taking off the kit. Meanwhile, Gio coming out and Ronaldinho's checking in. Is it a little late or perfect timing?
It's got to be sooner than later for Frank Rijkaard's man. He was disappointing when he came off the bench last week, but he realises that they need a fire and they need a big piece of his magical inspiration.
And you could see what he was screaming. He's going, Rafa, Rafa, because those two seem to have a psychic connection. He's just letting Marquez know where he's going to be, and Marquez can spot him with the lights out. Cesar getting set to put it back into play. Hope it's just cramps. The way they're massaging the calf, that's what it appears. Luchan forces it down the line. Here's Gabi. Switches. Abidal, who's played well, but now gives it up. Garcia with the shot that just sails high.
Super confidence here by Sergio Garcia. Abidal dwells on it, and that man with the ponytail is onto it. It's not a divine hit.
He's been reading. Abidal's been a little sloppy with those. Almost made him pay. Garcia taken to that right wing position, that right mid position, very well. And the key is that allows him to get Garcia, Milito, and Oliveira on the pitch, where that wasn't the case before. Ronaldinho draws the early foul against Diogo. And now it is going to be Oscar checking in. No chance for Oliveira to overcome, so Oscar will step in. 25-year-old out of Salamanca. You know, maybe he was aggravated by that. Looked like it was just cramps, but maybe there was some contact. Actually, another player along with Cesar who started at Valladolid, but he's been with Zaragoza since 2004.
Johan Neeskens even getting very animated on the bench, screaming at the players right there. So frustrating for the men to watch in that dugout, not clicking for their team. Need a good pattern of play the next 5 minutes. Find the shirts and get that ball pinging around.
Well, the key is, if this score holds, coupled with Real Madrid's loss, Barcelona only draws to within 7.
It's better. Oh.
Ball from Henry over the bar. What that means, the difference between 5 and 7 is huge. Not only do you need to get Real Madrid to stumble twice more, but it basically means that they could lose to Barcelona at the Bernabeu and still have plenty of pad.
That last instance there is exactly what drives Neeskens up the wall and has him screaming out like that. Good lead play by Barcelona, finding Thierry Henry in space, but then no second or third runners off of the ball. They need to get this man in position. He's not fully wound up, he's not fully fit by Barcelona's own admission. He's not 100% match fit, Ronaldinho, but if you get him the ball in positions where maybe he doesn't have to drive onto his players, his vision and his touch of pass can open up anybody.
Good ball into space.
Switches on.
Gabi stops, slips, back into the middle. Milito. Tried to go through too many. Down the line, Pujol again. Juanfran made the move for the ball. He's just shepherding it away, saying it should have been a throw-in, but again, the rules stipulate if you make the move. Again, that Sepp Blatter definition, a footballing move.
Is that vision?
Henry with one. Oh! He gets that shot off so quickly.
It's exactly what he's been put in for. There's that vision and that touch that I was talking about. It's absolutely brilliant by Ronaldinho to find Thierry Henry, who does nearly everything right. Pulls the ball under control. He has the other elusive fish in the stream that Barcelona need desperately now. He has that lovely bit of vision. Great delicacy of touch. Brilliant. Too high. Ayala rushing him, just doing enough to put the Frenchman off.
Milito. 80th minute. Ronaldinho touches. Sergio. Can you take a look? Ayala closer to 60 than he is to 16. Neither Sergio, Juanfran will win too many foot races, and along with Diogo, who's been known to be a little reckless, but they've been all over this Barcelona defense.
It's a great point, Phil Shane. You really do bring up an exemplary point, my friend. They're not the fastest at the back, Real Zaragoza, and with the speed that's out there for Barcelona, still they have not been able to capitalise. Well, here comes the kid, the infant phenomenon, replacing a player that we were talking about earlier on this season as the best player in the world, Lionel Messi, but he has not been looking close to that. Been a shadow of himself here today, unfortunately, for the Barcelona fans. But is Kirkic the man that can unlock the vault now? Again, is a player, Phil Boyan. He's got to get the service through to him. He will make those runs deep and hurtfully into the Zara defence. Very elusive.
Juanfran.
That's tremendous defending.
Hit after the play. Oh! He called a penalty. The linesman on the near side says it hit him in the hand.
I tell you what, this is going to be amazing to look at. Here's the second bit of controversy. Cannot believe this decision, Juanfran. I thought in live play it was an exemplary piece of defending. I thought he brought it down with his chest and turned away. But certainly, you're right, Phil. The referee's assistance flag came straight up. He has a clear look at this, and it is a handball.
No. Is it? Let's see it from the side.
Gotta be a handball, Phil.
Irureta. That's shoulder. Well, considering
how high up is the ball played onto the arm? Is it his shoulder, or is it just below that armpit? It's very difficult to see that clear as day, because it's definitely touched. He's definitely taken it with the upper part of his arm.
But think about Henry's goal. You could have a refereeing seminar on the goal, and now this penalty.
Well, that one wasn't given against Thierry Henry, but this one is on the defender.
So Barcelona, the benefactor, is Pedro Barcia on the near side. And
what makes it doubly worse, Phil, is that man has had a tremendous game.
He can't believe it. Now Ronaldinho.
Well, if ever they need his calm assurance, if ever they've needed Ronnie's magic, it is right here. There's some head games going on here now. Cesar Sanchez knows that the master, the maestro, stepping up to the plate.
Milito has missed a penalty. Henry has gotten away with one.
Yep.
And now controversy again favoring Barcelona. Is this going to be enough?
The referee didn't see it, remember?
Can't blame him.
Yeah, it was his assistant.
And it arguably is a penalty by the barest of margins. And now with 7 minutes remaining on the clock, Ronaldinho returns with a goal, and Barcelona has taken the lead.
You will not see a better penalty kick as long as you live. He sends the goalkeeper the wrong way and he hits the side netting. It is simply perfection by the man under enormous pressure. We said pressure makes diamonds at the start of this game. That one is Kuano in size. Beautiful placement. No chance for the goalkeeper. Close to the post, but it's all side net, and it's nothing but net by Ronnie.
And again, it looks like he's about to power it in, so Cesar reads it to his right. Instead, at the last moment, he opens up.
Wow. Well,
we know he can run.
The arguments will be on all night long whether that was a handball or not. The arm is definitely going up onto the ball. We all can see it, we all know it. But is it the area under FIFA's rules that states that it is the shoulder and not the arm?
Well, there's controversy there. By replay, there is no controversy that Henry's goal should have been disallowed. So again, Zaragoza getting the bug in both directions.
Right. This crowd absolutely incensed at referee Gonzalez, but he trusted his assistant on that infraction on poor Juan Fran, because he's probably been the best defender out there on both sides. Getting turned there though.
Nice by Bojan, but stripped at the last move.
All the viewers with TiVos now going back and forward, freezing it, super slow motion.
Picture in picture.
Yep.
Game might actually be on the small picture. About 4.5 minutes left. Diogo saying it's a dive. Instead, he's going to get a yellow.
Incredible drama. Incredible controversy. Referees taking a big part in the outcome of this game. Got to be stated.
Well, again, the way it's kind of described in the advice is the outer part of the shoulder. So I guess you kind of take that 45-degree angle with the armpit. Again, if it is a handball against Juan Fran, it's by the barest of margins. And you cannot fault Pedro Barcia on his positioning. No one was blocking his view, and he was right there. He was right in front of him. Now, is that going to be the difference between a title or
brilliant!
not? Ronaldinho just wide.
Agonizingly close by Ronnie. Does everything right, but put the cherry on the cake. Brilliant ball in by Puyol to find Ronnie. What a miss this is by Ronaldinho. He has Cesar at his mercy. Puyol buying a one there. Look at this ball, triggered into Ronnie, velvet cushion around the right foot. He's basically turning away in celebration after he's kissed it towards that back post, but he doesn't get his accuracy right. We'll be talking about it deep into the night, of course. But my question is for Juan Fran, in the penalty box, Phil, when you're raising your arm like that, and you are perhaps playing it with that very upper top of your shoulder and doing it brilliantly and classy, but are you taking too much of a risk there? You absolutely are.
Celades in. Matuzlem stays on the bench. Zapater exits, so fresh legs more than anything. Again, that rule, never let the officials decide the game for you. If anything, maybe he could have just turned and let it bounce. But
there was a player in behind him, but as you say, Phil, maybe that would have been, even if you're gambling that it's going to be between Juan Fran and I think it was Messi lurking behind him. Thierry Henry. He wasn't willing to take that chance.
Nice. Jala to the outside, Juan Fran long. Oscar. If Matuzlem could play, I think they need to get him out there. Played square. Milito flies through his brother to block it wide. Ball whipped in Gabi. He's looking a little tired. Abidal does not make a mistake on that one, and it's out to Yaya.
This crowd feeling, obviously, you can hear every time it goes near the referee, the whistles are coming out. Everything, the pressure's being shoveled on to referee Gonzalez now. This crowd is incensed. Always a very hostile crowd, of course, for good reasons and bad. But they've had some great players. He's one of them. Sergio Garcia had a tremendous game. Barcelona see the finishing line, but still now some defending to be done.
Blasted into the area, glancing header Sergio, who's staying upfield.
Well challenged by Yol.
Slips through almost. Oscar pushing a little higher and higher.
Good
right
lead.
Up the middle for Henry. Got away from him. Juan Fran back.
Ronaldinho screaming for it from the Frenchman. Thierry cannot turn and hit the big man. Running in on the far side. Tired legs now, Thierry Henry. Another player who's had a good game, Abidal.
Well, Garcia almost victimized him a few moments ago. As Garcia's had a good game. Well, what would you expect? This is, in all honesty, this is the way we should have seen Zaragoza all year long. No way they should be in 10th place.
Well, you're right, Phil, but against the big clubs, you always find more. It's the way it's always been. Barcelona will bring out the best in any team. Good play. The kid.
Boyan to the inside. Ayala screaming for Cesar, who was a little late.
Took all of the savviness of Ayala, El Raton stepping in at the last ditch to deny.
There's Garcia against Abidal.
Still got it in him. Oh, the touch away.
Good hustle though. Celades rolls it back out. Milito in the middle. Here's Diogo. Outside Garcia. Garcia against Milito, and the axe came out. The linesman pointing for a foul. You could see he was not pointing to the flag, he was pointing up.
Sorry, I don't see anything wrong there. Gets all of the ball, but the other referee's assistant this time comes up with a very debatable call.
Well, this is it. Last chance for Zaragoza. Gonzalez trying to make sure everything's fair. Pushing and shoving. Celades awaiting the restart. Need to get some separation. Celades to the back post. Cleared. And now to safety by Kirkic, tracking it down Juan Fran. All the way back to Cesar. Maybe 30 seconds left, if that. Sergio decked. He's going to get a foul.
You all cannot believe it. Rafa Marquez goes up along with the captain, challenging for a free ball. Oh man, there's very little there. Referee saying that either Rafa Marquez or the captain Puyol came through with his elbow onto the back of Sergio. It's a sure.
Valdez denying Zaragoza 2 or 3 times single-handedly.
Well, this man made 56 appearances for Real Madrid, of course.
Gabi headed clear by Puyol.
Just short from Celades.
Garcia misses it, and now off to the races is Kirkic. Bojan just wants to go to the corner. Now he's in a foot race. Beats Garcia.
Feet. Great feet.
Thinking of more as he rolls it to the middle, and Cesar denies him.
Can it find Xavi? Just needs to reach out.
94th minute. Does Zaragoza have anything left in the tank? Roller from Juan Fran. Yaya gets there. Checking his watch, Gonzalez. One last check.
He'll be checking his ears, listening to these whistles of derision come down from the stands. Referee really hearing the abuse. But Barcelona can celebrate 3 enormous points for Victor Valdez and Rafa Marquez. They come through in the clutch, and in the heat of the battle, you cannot deny them.
2-1, the penalty from Ronaldinho. Oh, this is going to go down in the lore. Take a look at the highlights.
Full of controversy. Is this a handball? Here's your first look at it. Deco gets too much space and time. He feints Thierry Henry. Brilliant. Certainly looked like a bit of basketball by the Frenchman, but nothing given. And they would grab the lead, but it'd be the brave man in the end that came back in the white shirts. Real Zaragoza. Brilliant lead ball this. Absolutely fired out of the fusion of Sergio Garcia. Leading on the Brazilian, who capitalizes. Oliveira gives Urareta exactly what he wants. But is this the other one? Here's the handball again. Looks like top of the arm on poor Juan Fran. And again, this man sent in to save the bacon for Frank Rijkaard, and he does so. The Brazilian